80,000 bodies in a cemetery smaller than a football field. How is that even possible? I'm Kim, and this is Hun Channel.
In the heart of Dundee lies a place few dare to enter. Beneath the city's cobblestones rest over 80,000 forgotten souls. Nobles, sailors, even witches burned by fire. Tonight, we uncover the true history of the Howff, a graveyard that has witnessed plague, body snatchers, and cries from beneath the earth. By the end of this story, you may never walk past Dundee's city centre the same way again.
On the east coast of Scotland, there lies a city. It rose to prominence through the jute and linen industries, earning the title of Juteopolis. Its port once docked countless whaling ships and exploration vessels, and its vast shipyards became world-renowned. This is Dundee. However, behind this prosperity, there lurked a shadow. Factory chimneys dotted the skyline, spewing coal smoke year-round, casting a gloomy pall over the city. The women and children working in the jute mills inhaled fiber dust daily, their lungs gradually rotting away, ultimately succumbing to a disease known as mill lung. The shipyards were fraught with danger, with shipbuilders and sailors often meeting their untimely deaths in accidents. The crowded worker housing and poor sanitation conditions led to repeated outbreaks of disease. Cholera struck in 1832, nearly wiping out half the city. Today, when people walk through the city center of Dundee, they see glass-walled shopping malls, chain coffee shops, and iconic university buildings. Yet, as you move through the bustling crowd, you might suddenly encounter a grim, shadowed area enclosed by high iron fences. This is not a park but the Howff, a cemetery that has borne the weight of 450 years of death. Act 1, the beginning of history. The story of the Howff begins in 1564. That year Mary, Queen of Scots, granted a piece of land, originally belonging to a Franciscan friary, to the city of Dundee to be used as a public burial ground. The Howff also served as the meeting place for 9 trades. Meetings took place beside the convener's stone, which still stands in the northwest corner of the cemetery. The Howff was a resting place for the dead. Nobles and physicians were buried here, while craftsmen and the poor were equally laid to rest in this soil. Almost all the tombstones face east, symbolizing the Christian hope for resurrection. Among the graves are numerous coffer tombs, coffin-like graves, which are rare in Scotland. Scholars estimate that in this less than 1 hectare plot, between 80,000 to 100,000 bodies have been buried. Some even joke the soil of the Howff is a third bone. But it wasn't only the locals who found their final rest here. In the 19th century, due to industrialization and the thriving port, thousands of Irish immigrants and foreign sailors settled in Dundee. Many of them were buried in the Howff, their graves simply marked with Irish burial or foreign. These tombstones are scattered throughout the cemetery, reminding people that this is not just a local cemetery, but also the final resting place of strangers. In 1857, authorities, citing public health and space issues, declared that no new burials would be permitted. In 1878, politician George Duncan was granted a special permission to be buried here, making him the last person to be interred at the Howff. From then on, the Howff transitioned from a lively cemetery to a chilling monument, a place of stillness and death. In the mid-20th century, it was designated as a Category A listed monument, open to visitors during the day. Yet history hasn't quieted down. This land has accumulated countless chilling stories. Act 2, chilling tales from history. 1. The crying of the Cholera Pit. In 1832, cholera swept through Dundee. Within months, hundreds of citizens died. The bodies piled up to the point where they could not be properly handled. People dug a long trench along the south wall of the Howff, stacking the corpses one on top of the other, disinfecting them with quicklime before covering them with earth. This is the infamous Cholera Pit. According to the night watchman's account, he heard intermittent sounds from beneath the earth, as though a collective groan was rising from the graves. On foggy nights, the earth seemed to emit a white vapor, as if the body still had warmth. It is said that during the cholera outbreak, Many were mistakenly presumed dead and buried alive in the panic. To this day, tour guides still warn visitors, when you walk along that path, be cautious. Beneath your feet, it is not just grass, it is a long communal grave. Occasionally, visitors have captured strange, low sounds on their phones. 2. The Night of the Resurrectionists. In the 19th century, medical schools required large numbers of cadavers for dissection. Thus, resurrectionists, grave robbers, would sneak into the Howff at night, stealing the fresher corpses to sell them to medical schools. The citizens couldn't tolerate this desecration, and so a volunteer night watch was formed. One night, they clashed violently with the robbers. Reports recorded that one of the robbers was stabbed in the backside, and his blood soaked the grass before he died in prison a few days later. Several days later, people claimed to have seen a shadow dragging a chain, limping around the convener's stone. From that night onward, the cemetery was often filled with the sound of metal chains dragging across the ground. Even 100 years later, people still claim to hear the clinking of chains at night, as if the spirits of the resurrectionists continue to search for bodies to steal. 3. The Witch's Stone. In 1669, a woman named Grissel Jaffray was accused of witchcraft. Although the trial was rushed and the evidence was weak, she was convicted and executed by burning at the stake, making her the last witch in Dundee. It is said that her spirit resides within a small stone monument in the Howff. Some believe that this stone is a substitute grave, as she was not allowed to be buried in consecrated ground. Today, tourists still place coins on the stone, hoping for good luck, but little do they know, taking the coins from the stone often brings misfortune, car accidents, serious illnesses, and even strange occurrences at home. Some who have touched the stone claim to have dreamed of flames burning them, while a woman's voice whispers in their ears, "Give me back my honor." This stone, standing alone in the corner of the Howff, is not only a symbol of horror, but also a reminder of the city's unhealed guilt. Act 3. Modern terrifying rumors. The eerie presence of the Howff has not faded with time. Even today, people continue to report strange encounters. The Shadow Legend. In 1869, a police officer reported seeing a gliding black shadow while on patrol, and in 1907, the Evening Telegraph again reported strange shadows in the cemetery. Even today, late-night wanderers claim to see black shadows darting between the gravestones. The Crying of Constitution Road. The new Howff Cemetery, established in 1836, was demolished in the 20th century and replaced with a parking lot. According to reports, a woman, while retrieving her car, felt an invisible hand grab her arm and heard a child's cries in the air. Drivers have also claimed to hear knocking on their windows, though no one is around. 3. Ghostly figures and the sound of chains. In a local ghostly record, someone claimed to have witnessed 3 ghostly figures, from short to tall, stacking on top of one another until they formed a wall-like presence, accompanied by the sound of chains. The witness described feeling suffocated, as if the air around them was being sucked out. The Trapped Guide. After a night tour, the guide was accidentally locked inside the Howff. He recalled hearing footsteps circling around him. Though no one was present, by morning, he discovered that he was surrounded by muddy footprints, though he had been alone. Act 4. Reflection and Aftermath. Why does the Howff seem to be so haunted? Is it because of the hurried burials during the 1832 Cholera Pit, leaving the dead restless? Or perhaps because the resurrectionists desecrated the dead, preventing them from finding peace? Could it be that the witch's burning has left an indelible stain on the city? The existence of ghost stories may be a way for people to look back at history. When society cannot bear its own scars, they transform into legends, whispers in the ears of the living. Therefore, the Howff is not merely a cemetery. It is the dark mirror of the city. The weight of 80,000 lives presses beneath your feet, and 400 years of death and fear coagulate within the iron fence. One day, when you walk through the rows of gravestones in this forsaken place, remember this: you are not walking on stone. You are walking on the forgotten spirits of the dead. They may be silent, but they have never left.
I'm Kim. If you like this video, please subscribe us and stay with me. You will never face the dark alone.